Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This is virtual class of Pakistan International School Taif. I am Muhammad Yasin. This English class is for the students of grade 8. We are going to do 6th lesson today. We shall do exercises of this lesson. This is our 17th video in this class. Dear students, in our today's lesson, we shall learn to write the essay Life in a Big City. We shall learn to do exercises of lesson 6 and to do exercise of novel. First exercise of novel, Kidnapped. Dear students, first of all, we shall start by the essay Life in a Big City. Dear students, you are very familiar with the layout of the essay. First of all, we introduce the topic, then we move to the main content. In the content, we try to make 3 to 4 main points of discussion. After discussion, we conclude our essay. When we say life in a big city, it comes in our mind, what is the opposite of this? Then it is very common, we shall think about the life in a village or a small town. Dear students, I have noted a sample essay for you. I shall present it here. Let us see what is there in this sample sentence. Then you can change it as you like. Dear students, I shall read this sample essay for you. I have divided it into parts. For example, in first part, it is written, living in a big city certainly has its advantages and disadvantages. Some of the key advantages of living in a big city are the number of jobs available, facilities of hospitals, schools, universities, popular malls, and the convenience of public transportation. In cities, educational facilities are available. There are various institutions for education. There are medical and engineering colleges. There are institutes for law, fashion designing, interior designing, etc. In rural, semi-urban areas, people have to travel long distances to reach educational institutions. Yes, students, let us move to the next part of the essay. I think you know now the context of the essay. You have to mention here the things which we find in a big city and which we don't find in small cities or towns or villages. Yes, students, in the next part, it is mentioned there are a number of entertaining venues in the city, such as stadiums, theaters, and don't forget that most entertainers perform at city venues. Living in the city can be an exciting place to live because there is always something of excitement going on. Unfortunately, some may not agree that city living is the safest or the healthiest place to live. Let us move to the next part. Dear students, in this part it is mentioned pollution, higher crime rates, larger volumes of traffic are some of the major disadvantages of living in the city. However, at the end of the day, whether a person should live in the city or not depends on their personal preferences, status in life, marital status, and their goals in life. People have lived in the city as well as outside of the city for centuries. So, it is not something that is impossible to do regardless of which side of the argument one chooses. The focus, I believe, should be on being happy regardless of the person's decision. The answer whether to live or not to live in the city depends on the people. Yes, students, some people like to live in the big cities, some do not like due to pollution. But advantages are there to live in the city as they are mentioned in this essay. Dear students, this is our essay. Language is simple, vocabulary is very common, sentence structures are simple. I think you will find no problem to prepare it for the examination. Dear students, let us move next. You know very well, in our previous lesson, we read lesson 6. And we did not do any exercise of this lesson. Today we shall do exercises of this lesson. Dear students, in the beginning there is comprehension and vocabulary. First exercise is here. It says, for each of the following words, give another word of similar meaning. Dear students, you can see here some words are given. We have to find out words having the same meaning as these words have. For example, burden. For burden, do you remember any other word having the same meaning? Let us write it here. For burden, the word having same meaning is load. Load. Gradually, progressively, injured, wounded, sufficient, enough, wretched, unhappy. Dear students, all these words have the same meaning as these words have. We have completed our exercise A. Let us move to the next exercise. Dear students, next exercise looks like this in your book. Instructions are given here. List A contain words from the passage. For each one, find in list B a word or phrase of similar meaning. Dear students, in this exercise, we are given some words in list A, some words are given in list B. We have to find words from list B having the same meaning. For example, catalog means list of goods. List of goods is given here. We shall match it with this catalog. After that, there is written disturbance. Disturbance means disorder. Disorder is written exactly in front of it. Let us do it. Dear students, I have written here the words having the same meaning in front of the word. For example, catalog, list of goods, disturbance, disorder, hindered, got in the way, semicircle, half of a circle. Sneered, gave a smile of contempt, unhappy. Original, first. Insecure, unsafe. Evident, clear, obvious. Settle, decide. Dear students, we have completed our exercise B. Let us move to exercise C. First of all, we shall read the instructions. Give the opposite of these words by either adding a prefix or taking one away. Dear students, prefix is the part of word which is added in the beginning. we have to change them into opposite. In exercise A and B, we wrote words having similar meaning, but here we are set to write words having opposite meaning. Let us write hindered, unhindered, injured, uninjured, original, unoriginal, sufficient, insufficient, insecure, secure, disorder, order. Dear students, all of these words have opposite meaning of these words. Okay, dear students, we have done exercise C. Let us move to exercise D. In exercise D, we are set to write the answers of the given questions. Let us start from question 1. First of all, we shall read question 1. When the three men were making a list of what to take with them, who wanted to do the least work? George J. or Horace? Dear students, you remember it was Horace. Yes. When the three men were making a list of what to take with them, Horace wanted to take the least work. Dear students, next question is, who is J? Dear students, J is the writer himself. Let us write the answer. J is the writer himself, whose full name is Jerome K. Jerome. Next question is, what had been done to the picture before it arrived? The picture had been framed before it arrived. Yes, you remember it very well. Let us move to the next question. Next question is about how many people helped Uncle Podger to hang the picture. Dear students, I think you remember there were about 6. Answer will be about 6 people helped Uncle Podger to hang the picture. Next question is, explain in your own words why Uncle Podger could not find his handkerchief. I think you remember it. It was in his coat and he was sitting on his coat. Yes, answer will be Uncle Podger could not find his handkerchief because handkerchief was in the pocket of the coat and he did not know that he was sitting on his coat. Dear students, next question is, try to explain in your own words what you find humorous in the passage. The whole passage is humorous, dear students. We shall write the accidents which were going on again and again, such as dropping the picture, falling onto the piano, and smashing his thumb are humorous. Slapstick comedy is funny in any language. Yes, students, in any language, when a person is trying to create humor by using the language in a specific way and by acting a little also, that is called slapstick. It is always funny. Yes, students, we have written question answers of all the, we have done this exercise, we have written answers of all the questions given in this exercise. Now we shall move to the language structure. Dear students, in language structure we shall find some exercises related to the language structure. We shall do these exercises now. Let us read the instructions given here to do the next exercise. Here we are told about question words. There are three kinds of question words, but they are all used in more or less the same way. We will take first the words. The words are where, when, why, and how. Here are some questions and answers. Where is he? He is here. When will she finish? She will finish tomorrow. Dear students, I think you know now where these question words are used. In fact, we use them to make questions. This is exercise A of language structure. It looks like this in your book. Instructions are here. Complete these questions by adding where, when, why, or how. Let us do this exercise. Yes, students, what will be here? Do you live? Yes? Oh yes, where do you live? Let us write here where. Next, where did you last see your sister? Why does a giraffe have a long neck? How do you do? When does this plane reach London? Yes, students, these are the first 5 parts. Let us move to part number 6. Yes, what shall we write in part number 6? We shall write here how. How far is it to Australia? Part number 7. How often do you come here? Part number 8. How much is this pair of socks? We say like this when we want to ask the price. How many pencils did you buy? Dear students, we have done this exercise. Let us move to the next exercise. Dear students, these are the instructions to do the next exercise. Let us read the instructions. The second group of question words consists of who, whom, which, what, and whose. Here are some examples of their use. Who is that boy? He is my brother. Whom did he see? He saw me. Which do you want? I want that one. What did you do? I went home. Whose is it? It is mine. Dear students, when you read these questions, you can understand very well that they have different meaning. Who is used for person, whom is used for person, which for thing, what to ask a question, whose is used for possession. Let us move to the exercise. Exercise B looks like this in your book. Let us do it. What will you write in first part? Gave you that? Who gave you that? Number 2, whom did you meet? Number 3, which is yours? Number 4, what do you want? Number 5, what did he say? Let us move to part number 6. Whose ruler is this? Whom was he speaking to? Whom did you get it from? Who helped you to do the work? What are you eating? Dear students, part number 11. Whose hat is this? Which one do you like the most? Whose shoes did you borrow? Which is the bigger building? What are you standing on? Dear students, we have finished our exercise B. In exercise C, we are set to rewrite the sentences in formal written English. Example is, who does she want? Whom does she want is the formal type of English. There is a little difference. Who was she talking to? To whom was she talking is formal style of English. We shall change all these into formal. Dear students, who did he see? If we want to write it formally, we shall say, whom did he see? Who would she like to meet? Whom would she like to meet? Who did he vote for? Whom did he vote for? Who did she give it to? To whom did she give it? Who was he thinking of? Whom was he thinking of? What was he thinking of? Whom was he thinking of? Who was it painted by? Whom was it painted by? Yes, students, this was exercise C. Dear students, next is to punctuate the sentences. You are very familiar with this type of exercise because you have done a lot of punctuation in your previous classes. Dear students, let us look at part number 1. I wonder, said the teacher. I wonder will be in inverted commas. Then there will be comma. Said the teacher, comma. Why no one knows the answer? This is question. At the end there will be question and this whole will be written in inverted commas. Let us look at the answer as I told you. Yes, part number 2 will become this. Part number 3. Part number 4. Part number 5. Dear students, very simple it is. The same rules are applied on this exercise which we have studied before. For example, first letter of each sentence is always capital. If there are more than two or more than two things, we use comma. Before the last thing, we use and. We use full stop when a sentence completes. First letter of each name is capital. When we use the same words which are said by anyone other, we put them in inverted commas. For example, if I look at part number 5, and where, asked her mother, and where will be written in inverted commas. Here will be comma. Asked her mother, comma. Have you been will be in inverted commas and at the end there will be question mark. Dear students, we have completed this exercise. Let us move to the next. This is useful words and phrases. We are going to learn about get. This verb joins with prepositions or adverbs to form a number of useful verbs. Here are some examples. I am trying to get to Karachi. Get to means to go. Please stop talking and get on with me. Get on means come with me. The bus stopped. Some people got off. Got off means get out of the bus. Some left the door open and prisoner got away. Got away means ran away. He was fined for 5 rupees. Is that all? I think that he got off very lightly. Means he escaped, he saved himself, he was free. Look at that man getting out of the car. Getting out of the car means coming out of the car. The kitten climbed a tree and then could not get down. Get down means come down. He was so angry that the man that he told him to get out of his house. Get out we have seen before. Come out. Dear students, here are the parts of the exercise. Let us look at number 1. You should never dash a bus, get off a bus. The men climbing the cliff were stuck. They could not get up or down. I caught a huge fish, but I cannot show it to you because before I could land it, it got away. Yes, let us move to the next part. It will become get out of the room, he shouted, and don't come back. Were you punished? No, I got off with a scolding. Were you punished? No, I got off with the scolding. He always gets out of bed as soon as he wakes up. Next part. Yes, students, this is part number 7. How is your son getting on at school? Oh, he is getting on quite well, thank you. They ought to do less talking and get on with the job. He got off the horse and walked for a while. He tried to get on the horse from the wrong side. Dear students, we have done that exercise. That was the last one in our lesson 6. Now we shall do first exercise of our novel. In instructions, what is written? Fill in the gaps with the words from the box. All these words are given to help us to complete this exercise. The house of Shaws was a large building. The countryside around it was green and pleasant. The house itself, however, was gloomy, unpleasant, sad sight. It looked like an empty ruin. Ruin means destroyed, destruction is found somewhere. But when the sun went down, I saw a thin thread of smoke rising from one of the chimneys, and I set off towards it. I came to the door and knocked. Everything was silent. I became angry and kicked the door. Then I heard a cough. I looked upwards and saw a man at one of the windows. He had a gun in his hand. Dear students, this was first exercise of the novel. Now I shall read first page of the second chapter of the novel. You will complete reading of this chapter, and in our next lesson we shall do exercise 2. I shall read first part of first page of chapter 2 of the novel. A message from Captain Hoseason. It rained a great deal that night, and there was a cold wind the next morning. I went out of the house very early and bathed in the river. When I came back, I sat down in front of the fire and thought about what I should do. There was no doubt that my uncle was my enemy and wanted to kill me, but I was too proud to run away from the house of Shaws. I went upstairs and let my uncle out of his room. While we were having breakfast, I asked him why he had tried to kill me. It was only a joke, he replied irritably, not looking at me. I enjoy a little fun. When he glanced up and saw how angry I looked, however, he changed his manner and promised to explain everything to me after we had finished breakfast. I was certain that he wanted time to make up an explanation. Just then we heard someone knocking at the door. I told my uncle to sit where he was and went to open the door. Shivering in the doorway was a young boy dressed in sailor's clothes. He was so cold that his face looked blue. I asked what he wanted. He said he had a letter for my uncle. The letter was from a Captain Hoseason, the captain of the trading ship called the Covenant. He was at the Hawes Inn in Queen's Ferry and he wanted to see my uncle. David set Uncle Ebenezer, I have some business to discuss with Captain Hoseason in Queen's Ferry. This boy will take me there. Come with me, and when I have finished talking to Captain, we can go and see my lawyer, who is called Mr. Rankiller. He is a man whom everyone respects. He was also a friend of your father's. He will tell you that I will not harm you. I thought about this suggestion and agreed to go with him. Dear students, this was the first page of lesson 2. We have finished. Yes, students, this will be our today's homework. You will learn and write the essay Life in a Big City. You will do all the exercises of lesson 6 which we did in today's lesson. You will do first exercise of the novel Kidnapped and read chapter 2 because in next lesson we shall do exercise 2. Dear students, that is all from our today's lesson. See you later in a new lesson. Goodbye.